back to Special Report. The damage to the Los Angeles area due to fires has been devastating. Homes lost, property gone, people's memories and possessions now a pile of ash. These hurting people are wondering, why did this happen and could it have been prevented? What were our leaders doing? How did they have their priorities straight? Were their priorities straight? And joining me now is Aaron T. Jones, CEO of International Protective Service, or IPS Aviation. Welcome to Special Report, Aaron.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be with you.
Well, Aaron, firstly, tell me about how you started IPS Aviation and the technology that your company uses in terms of wildfire detection.
Well, I actually started the company 19 years ago. I'm a retired police officer, homicide detective, and I got tired of dealing with death and destruction. So I started a company to try to be there to prevent worse things from happening to people. And over the last few years, I've evolved and put my money back where my mouth is and created an aviation division. And I was there during the Woolsey fires in Malibu, and I saw the destruction that occurred. And so I saw how the insurance companies left the homeowners high and dry afterwards. And so we used drone technology to be able to create an early warning system to let it be known, as well as using my people on the ground to be able to go out and investigate these fires. And unfortunately, we just couldn't seem to get anybody interested in it. I guess they don't think that lightning strikes twice, but it sure does, and it certainly did.
You know, Aaron, why do you think that those LA city officials didn't maybe pursue some of the technology and strategies that your company has in order to fight all of this?
Well, I think they were a little bit butthurt over the fact that the government wasn't being allowed to use the drones because they were more worried about Fourth Amendment issues. The people in the community were more worried about that law enforcement was going to use the drones to discover their pot fields or whatever they're doing in the backyards that they're worried about, instead of worried about what we were there for, and that was fire. My cop days are over, but my days of protecting people's lives are not even close to being done. So that's what we were strictly intending it for, is to detect fires and try to get them out before they got to a catastrophic level.
Well, Aaron, you know, Mayor Karen Bass has taken a deserved amount of heat, literally and figuratively, for cutting the LA Fire Department budget, and the personnel numbers are low due to the leftist defund the police movement. Do those two things bear a lot of the blame when it comes to these fires?
I think it absolutely does. And the rank and file, the people in the fire departments and the police department, I'll guarantee you that's what they want to say, but they know if they say anything, they're liable to get their heads chopped off. And that's one thing about being a retired cop. I can say any damn thing I want to.
Let's turn our attention to Elon Musk. Why do you think they turned Elon Musk away, who offered his Starlink technology? This seems like a no-brainer. Why would they do that?
Well, he was just over at the command post the other day, and they basically shunned him. I guess, it just seems that the government doesn't want to utilize what the private sector has to offer, and that's a get-it-done mentality. In the private sector, we get it done.
Mm-hmm. Aaron, are Californians ready to make a change in leadership? And I ask this because I just mentioned Karen Bass. You've got Gavin Newsom, who, as you've probably seen that famous clip where the lady, comes up to him and says, "Who are you talking to?" And he says, "The president." And he said, "Well, can I hear the conversation?" It turns out Newsom was lying. He was running away from her. Based on what just happened, and I don't know, it seems like it happens time after time after time. And these fires are just the microcosm. It's just the tinderbox, literally and figuratively. Are they ready to turn their back on the type of leadership that they've had for decades and change to a type of leadership that is going to protect them from wildfires like what we've been seeing?
I think they are, but unfortunately, it's taken catastrophic events like this to get them to this point. This system that they have been using is not working, and I don't know why. I guess it's the old theory, until it happens to me, it doesn't matter. But it's happened. I mean, Pacific Palisades is literally destroyed, and the Malibu coast, as we know it, is gone. And so I guess that's where it has to hit before people truly get the message.
Are you able to actually offer the technology you have now? Are they going to be more receptive now when they weren't before, when the LA City Council squabble was happening?
Well, the odd thing about it is the technology that we had then is even more. Now we have even more. We have the biggest county in California now that we are in the current negotiations with, to be able to put fixed-wing drones out and utilize them as part of Fly Now Fire, which is another one of our organizations where we're going to have drones cruising at 18 to 25,000 feet with FLIR and thermal imaging to be able to detect fires and to be able to get the ground pounders out there to address these things, or to call them off to keep from wasting countless manpower to be able to get them out there to be able to deal with these situations before they get to these catastrophic events. It's going to be a game changer. And then you add our decommissioned fighter jets that we're going to be using to come out there and strafe these fires. It is absolutely going to be a game changer. And I just wish we could have got this information to them sooner. They wouldn't even let us land our damn helicopters at 3 different events that we sponsored because they didn't want to. I guess they didn't want the competition of the private sector competing with the government.
And that's the partnership that needs to happen, is private and public working together. Well, California, wake up, change your leadership. Thank you so much, Aaron.
Amen.
Coming
My
up,
pleasure.
we have more with Brian Glenn when we return on Special Report. Stay with us.